flu shots, just simple dental fillings from the dentist's office. They have chips and everything, folks. You can deactivate them. You can put a neodyme magnet, put the north side on your skin, and hold it in place with a Band-Aid or a piece of tape or something for about a day. If you have a booster shot, put a neodyme magnet where they give you a booster shot for about 2 or 3 days, because it's been there the longest. You get a booster shot when you're a baby, and now you're probably 20, 30, 40, 50 years old. They can be deactivated, and so just get these neodyme magnets. Question from a listener. And no, it doesn't mean he's doing because everybody's been shipping planted one way or the other. Do you believe the B-52 loaded by mistake was a false flag that some of those crashers decided to blow the whistle? Yeah, I think that's exactly what happened because at Minow Air Force Base, you have all these 20-something-year-olds and with a conscience that blew the whistle on the whole thing because Cheney was over there in Colorado and NORAD commandeering the whole thing. Have you heard the airman that was being investigated and the first one was in that airman? Yeah. In the Midwest, latest Wednesday, Thursday, clear blue skies. Shining sun increase, a constant heavy spraying, very, very heavy. You know what, if you're getting sprayed by chemtrails, they get some orgone out there, folks, because orgone defeats chemtrails. They can't stick, they can't stay where orgone is. And you hear about these people, you know, chemtrails are falling on my head, help, get some orgone. Hello, Sherry. Hello. You can make it yourself. I have instructions on my website, folks. You can make this orgone yourself and get it out there. Hello, Sherry. I have a lake around my house. I was wondering if I would put the orgone in the lake on the outside. How effective is the orgone pendant? I like the pendant. What's really funny about the pendant is you can give it to somebody who's like totally evil and they'll break out in boils from wearing it. Yeah, I would just put it in the lake. I don't think it matters if you have to row out to the middle. If you can't row out in the middle, then just get it off to the edge. Throw it in as far as you can, you know. This isn't rocket science. It'll just take a little bit longer to cover the whole lake with the orgone, but it will. Whether you get it from the side or you get out of the center of it. You know, some of you looking for something fun to do, take some orgone and get on a jet ski. Go jet skiing, and go out and get some of these lakes and those. Email. If you have a question for the show, folks, you can send an email. SherryTalkRadio at yahoo.com. First, let's say thank you for your hard work and research. I just have a couple questions. Orme. I'm not sure. O-R-M-E. I'm not sure what that is. Yeah. Okay, it was between my work and Sitchin's and there's some opposite day and night. Where do they come up with such a different view, or should I say lie about Jehovah? They've always had their own agenda. I mean, if you listen to the Sitchin and all this crap that Bill Deagle promotes and sponsors, Adam and Eve were made by reptilian aliens and then set on Earth and blah, blah, blah. I mean, know darn well Adam and Eve were created by the Most High. They've always had their own take on things. Satan wants to be worshipped as God, and he has his followers convinced that he is one. I mean, they actually believe a lot of his lies. Do I know where you get caves? If you cave in the mountains somewhere. Don't know anything about it. Sounds like a good idea to me. Just getting underneath the ground. Don't build a house, build a basement. All these people putting all this money in these fancy houses. It's like, folks, don't build a house. Dig a basement out, and that will protect you far longer than a house will, because you know the temperatures on Earth are going to get very hot. So you're going to want to be underground where it's cool, especially when the electric goes out and there's no air conditioning. And I've lived without air conditioning for about 2 years now, and I can attest personally how miserable it is. Don't think I'm going to go another year without air conditioning. I'll get something, one of those foot models or something, those base floor models where you can set it on the floor. Yeah, because it's going to get very hot, folks. It's going to get very, very hot. Temperatures are going to increase. And so, in fact, the Bible talks about in the last days just how hot it is and how if they hadn't shortened the days, nobody would survive. And so people believe he literally means shortening the days from 360, from 42 months to shorter. And No, actually, just the daylight times are going to be shortened because it's going to be so hot, otherwise people would die. And so what you want to plan is getting underground or getting in caves. Part of the preparations, because from the way I see it, come 2009, it's hell and high water here. So you want to get ready for that, folks. Do you have a question for a reader? Do you believe that angels voluntarily agreed to be born as humans on Earth? Yeah, for some reason we did. God mandates certain angels to be born as humans on Earth. It's my belief that, yes, we begged him to come. Some of us did. For some reason. I mean, we don't know how in the world they could have done that, right? But when you love the Lord, and you know Satan's got something planned that's going to hurt billions of people, and the Lord's people are going to need help, and blah, 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 and who knows what all was presented to us back then, we voluntarily agreed to come here and fight Satan in these last days. And just as the Lord's past warriors, his angels, are coming on earth born as humans to fight against Satan, Satan's minions are also being born as humans to fight against us. And so when you look at the serpent seed line, a lot of them are Satan's spawn being born as humans on earth. And so you see the spiritual war behind the physical here, you know. It's almost like just a double dimension here. You know, the Lord's people against Satan's, the Lord's angels against Satan's fallen angels, and it's just a war, either way you look at it. You know, and a lot of people, you know, they don't know who they are in the past. They know that they were part of the firstborn, the elect, the first fruits. You know, just ask the Lord, because only He can give you this information anyway. Just ask Him for the truth in all things. Ask Him who you were, if you're one of these firstborn, one of these elect angels that were born in the last days. And it's people you would never imagine. It's not these holier-than-thou sitting in the churches today, I'll tell you that much. Because it actually repulses many of them. Most are just completely repulsed by church. It seems to be a dominant trait amongst those I know who are part of this 144, is that churches just repulse them. Never liked it, couldn't stand it for some reason, couldn't wait to get out of it. So that's one of the dominant traits. Another one is that they're just plain rebellers. We start to look at people in society as nonconformists, as being of Satan. And folks, there's more nonconformists that are lords than Satans. I mean, you look at some of these kids and they're just misguided. Sure, yeah, a lot of them are, but you look at the whole fringe crowd and this whole tattooed crowd, and you wonder how many of those are the Lord's people, just misguided, because they haven't gone to Him direct to find out what the truth is about who they are. And nonconformity is one of the main dominant characteristics of the Lord's people. Because they don't conform to society, to Satan's world on earth, Satan's kingdom. Question for a reader. Satan's peeps can't get reincarnated, they have to be demonically possessed. Well, there's no reincarnation. No such thing. Reincarnation is a perversion of incarnation. Incarnation is just being placed in a human's body with a mission, just like Yahushua, the Son of God, came to earth, died on the cross. He was incarnated as a human. That's what the last days elect are. They're angels incarnated as humans. Don't fall into that reincarnation crap. It's just a way to slide people into disinfo. Email from a reader. At times the resin doesn't completely cover the ingredients when making argon. Does this make it less effective? No. Is there any way to fix it? Yeah, just pour some more resin over it after it dries. Sun's all over the place. Yeah, it's a mess. Resin's a mess. It can be a mess. Just don't fill the muffin or your mold up as high, as much as you are. That way it gets covered with the resin more. The reason you like a smooth bottom or whatever is so you're not doing the Sherry Shriner thing and cutting your hands to pieces